What is going on? Tech File is here with another episode of Overtime for you. Now, we have been in the podcast game for a while, about a little bit over 5 years at this point, and we were doing Tech Top Fives, aka our top five list of plenty of topics, right? We got up to 250 different Tech Top Fives. We no longer do them on our weekly show, so we decided what better time than to use this overtime platform to revisit some of those top fives and see what we might change, keep the same, and have those conversations. So once we get done with that intro, that's what we're gonna get into. Stay tuned.
And this your boy, TIMKINZ, the number 3, aka Ass Catch, aka Mr. Give It To Me. You got like my drone cam today.
I am the J.
Only known as
the J.
And I'm Camille, point guard of the crew, the real life Tifa Lockhart, the girl next door. Holding it down for all the women who love sports.
And it's your boy K Harris, the gentleman.
The gentleman.
The everyday gentleman.
24/7.
But better known as K Diddy.
Take that. All right, so fellas went through. They picked some topics for us to dig back into. And first, I just have to ask, because to give y'all some background, listeners here, I put together a list and sent it to everybody and said, just pick out two. Pick out two for me. The two that Cam picked were within the first 5 episodes. So did you know that note expanded? Or did you just see what you saw and was like, let me pick from what I see here?
You said what? I ain't hear you.
I said, did you know that list expanded? Because the two that you picked were from episodes 1 and episode 4.
Oh, this is just the two that I liked the most. I didn't think nothing of it, really.
Okay,
I wanted.
I was just curious. Is Cam frozen to anybody else, or is that just me?
Yeah, he chilling.
I'm froze?
Yeah, you froze, bro.
Oh,
and you stuck like with your tongue out your mouth, like it's not at all becoming.
Go ahead and screenshot that. You gonna scribble out the corner site?
With the bush. Yeah, damn.
Go ahead and try and come back or something like that.
Yeah.
I'll cue it up. There we go. All right. Ken trying to get his video together for all those who are watching on YouTube. That was pretty funny though. All right.
Put him in a bad spot.
Caught him right in his lie. No.
Facts.
So, episode 1.
That's what I saw. I like them.
Episode 1 was titled Tim Stats. We recorded that June 4th, 2017. And the top 5 in that episode was top sport movies of all time. Now, we're going to go through our current list of what we would say the top 5 greatest sports movies of all time are. But before everybody reads theirs off, I will say what their previous list was so we can see what has changed and so on and so forth. So, Tim?
Wait, before you do that, so like I know that you went back and you had to like pull all this stuff. Did you like happen to note like what the criteria was at that time? Like,
yes.
Okay, so you can give that, because I'm like, do I include like documentaries and shit in here? So
no, it was just sport. We just said sport movies and we left it at that.
Okay.
Kept it simple.
Yeah, Tim, your list was from 5 to 1. Greatest sport movies of all time. You had Gridiron Gang, Remember the Titans, Space Jam, The Longest Yard, the newer version of that, and Any Given Sunday was your number 1 movie. So, where's that
That
list
sound like some
right
shit
now?
off the hip. Because I mean, I kept 3 of them, so that's fair. But King Richard at number 5. That movie was damn good. Like, it really was. Number 4, I got Remember the Titans. 3, I got Creed. And then 2 and 1 are the same with Longest Yard and Any Given Sunday.
You know, for Any Given Sunday to be your favorite, when we went back and when we did the Tech File Cinema on Any Given Sunday, I would have thought you would have like 5 stars at that point. Then you were a little bit lower on it when you actually rewatched it. So I'm just saying.
I mean, I still fuck with it though.
It's still
one of those, like,
you still think it's the greatest.
it's still my favorite.
That's not what this list is.
Hey, it is for me. My criteria is always, well, after a while, but after a little bit. It wasn't even a while, it was a little bit.
But that defeats the purpose.
No. Because some people think LeBron's the greatest, some people think Kobe's the greatest, some people think Mike's the greatest.
But greatest
That's a different conversation than favorite.
I hear you,
right?
But
It's a different
bias
conversation.
goes towards their favorite.
That's different still though. Like, just take. See, you be trying to combat me when this is.
No, bro, I'm telling you what I told you.
Eric, it don't make no sense. That's what got him in trouble with his wrestling list, because he was like, greatest. He's all right, cool. And he's like, I messed up. I included favorite.
Hey, I'm telling you what I told you.
Wait, okay, so I do need clarification. Like, what are we including, like documentaries or just like any movie that has to do with sport? Well, I mean, a documentary is a movie.
No, it's a documentary.
Which is a type of movie. It's like a comedy and like a drama. Like those are different types of movies.
Right.
I'm saying, like, I just want to know what I can include on my list. Like, if I can't include it, I can change it.
If it's a documentary,
I do have Hoop Dreams on here.
It's not included. So like Last Dance wouldn't count. Any ESPN 30 for 30s
wouldn't count.
Yeah, Mouse the Palace, Untold wouldn't count. Like, it's
Jeter.
Yeah.
Well, no, I had Hoop Dreams on my original list, but that's fine. I can.
You cheated then. You cheated now.
Yeah, you
Dang, you're trying to be consistent. But anyway, did you want to read off mine?
Yes. Previously, Eric had Cool Runnings at 5, Blue Chips at 4, Remember the Titans at 3, Any Given Sunday at 2, and Hoop Dreams at 1.
All right, how we gonna do this? So let's see. At 5, I'm gonna go with Blue Chips. Cause
great movie.
It was. 4, Remember the Titans. Like the Disney of it all, kind of brings it down, but it's a great movie. 3, I'm going to go with Creed. Shit, I done fucked up. I done pulled a tip. All right, 5, I'm gonna go with The Great White Hype.
Oh, okay.
4, I'm gonna go with Blue Chips. 3, Remember the Titans. 2, Creed. 1, Any Given Sunday.
Okay. Back when we did this, my list was 5, Space Jam, 4, Remember the Titans, 3, Creed, 2, The Fighter, and 1, Raging Bull. And when I saw that list, I said I completely forgot the movie The Fighter existed.
Probably not a good sign.
That's what I said. I was like, it was a good movie. I did enjoy it. I think it's very good. But the fact that I forgot it existed made me take it off my list. So I'm moving up something that has an honorable mention back in 2017 into the top 5. So my number 5 is going to be Dodgeball.
Hey, okay.
Number 4, I have Creed. 3, Remember the Titans. Right. 2, Moneyball.
Okay.
And then 1, Raging Bull. I still think Raging Bull is the greatest sports movie of all time.
Ain't never seen it.
I told you 5 years ago, check it out. No better time than now. Robert De Niro did his thing in that. That was one of the first movies that I saw with an actor where I was aware that the actor went through like physical body changes throughout it. So like it was always interesting to me growing up when I heard other actors like I'm doing method acting like I saw De Niro do, and I'm like, yeah, because he killed that. he was very unhealthy at certain points in that movie, but he killed that. Ken, back in 17, your list was 5 Space Jam, 4 Creed, 3 Friday Night Lights, 2 Remember the Titans, and then 1 Any Given Sunday. What is that list looking like now?
All the same, but just flip flop. Space Jam at 5, 4 Friday Night Lights, Creed at 3, and then given Sunday at 2, and then Remember the Titans.
You can't argue with a Denzel flick being up there. Not too many of them.
Like, honestly, could not. All right, okay. No one wanted to add Hustle into their
I thought about it. It was up there with the honorable mention.
Yeah, it's honorable mention. Yeah, for sure.
Honestly, like much like The Fighter, I already forgot that movie existed. I probably would put it 5, but I forgot about it. So no.
That one and 42 were my 2.
42 was
I don't know if I was gonna slide in there.
Yeah, 42 look good.
Yeah. All right.
Oh,
I mean, it's a lot of movies out there, and I said back then, I'll say it again. You won't hear certain basketball and
cult classics.
Yeah, there's a lot of classic sport movies that just don't move this cast apparently here. So there you go. Next top 5 that we're going to be revisiting is from episode 4, which was titled "The NBA is Drunk." What was going on at that time? This was recorded on June 22nd, 2017.
Would that have been
Was it
Kyrie
LeBron?
trade? When the hell
No,
did
LeBron
LeBron get
didn't
traded?
Not trade, but LeBron leaving somewhere.
Not yet.
No, that was until 18. 19.
Well, NBA was going crazy at that time apparently, and our top 5.
We said June 27th.
June 22nd, 2017.
So whatever the leading up to that week.
Yep.
So,
Must have been some crazy rumors or trades.
and usually things popped off the Wednesday after we recorded. So
I think we were recording on Wednesdays at this time.
So that was that was the day of the 2017 NBA draft. So whatever was going on like right before that. Oh, that was when Jimmy Butler got traded. The Sixers and Celtics traded number 1 and 3. So Sixers traded up.
Colts and Tatum.
Yep. What else happened there? I think Paul George was on the trading block and almost got traded to the Celtics. I think that could be the next year.
Wow, I can't even imagine Paul Pierce in Celtics.
George.
Why not?
Sorry.
Paul George.
Paul Pierce, I can imagine.
Paul
George.
I had to send you in for a psyche valve if you couldn't imagine Paul Pierce as himself.
So I was like, why not?
The top 5.
I think there's something wrong with me.
It was dinner parties, living or dead. So any sport figures. This dinner party was sport figures. We did have another dinner party, top 5, years later, and we could include any black figures. So this one was just sports figures.
Yeah, like once we started recycling. Top 5.
But I don't think we even realized that we recycled that one. We just kind of refreshed it.
Remixed it.
Right.
Put our thing down, flipped it, and reversed it.
So back then we did this dinner party. Tim's party was Deion Sanders, LeBron James, The New Day.
How we let him get away with 3 people?
Because you also had a pair you said on your list, and you wanted him to get that off. So you said, let it go.
Cheating in, cheating out.
To allow you to cheat? Like you
wanted to cheat, so you
it was to your advantage for him to cheat.
Right.
So Tim's list was again Deion Sanders, LeBron James, The New Day, Mike Tomlin, and The Rock.
Oh.
So what would your dinner party be looking like now, sir?
That was random.
Number 5. Well, I guess I don't need to be a 5 through 1 on this one, but Deion Sanders, LeBron James, The New Day, The Rock.
Yeah.
But I need somebody loud and boisterous, so I said Brandon Marshall as well.
Brandon
yelling
Marshall.
I need him yelling across the table.
Oh, this was like y'all gonna be yelling at each other the whole dinner.
Turn the whole party up. Like, go ahead. He was out there running routes with Trey Lance. He was like, I had to see what the arm like. I had to see what they talking about. I'm like, my guy. Okay.
Whatever.
He had to figure it out. He had to see for himself. But I need him to bring that energy to the table. Coach Prime got something for him.
I mean, I can see that. When you said Mike Tomlin back then, we were all like, oh, that's interesting. And you were like, yeah, he just seems smart.
Mm-hmm. Just stability. He was the steady hand, the stability, the old head.
Right. You got to have an old head at the dinner. So, Eric's list. Eric's list back then was Adam Silver, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Colin Kaepernick, Skylar Diggins, and then the Bennett brothers.
I think we said that was the most woke list.
It was.
Like, boy, y'all motherfuckers ain't never taking a nap. You ain't going to sleep in that ever.
You trying to take a nap?
Wide awake at that damn party, my guy.
All the eyes are open at that dinner party.
I was just gonna say,
this ain't say like Kyrie and
third eye.
No, Kyrie wouldn't have fit in with that. There's too many smart motherfuckers there. What you talking about?
I mean, you're talking about third eyes. Yeah, I wish I would have thought about it like as a podcast because I think that's the best way to do it. But I didn't. So I was in a Bucky mood. So I just went with like the Bucks Mount Rushmore +5. I've won. So the top players on their 2 championship teams: Giannis, Kareem, Chris Middleton, Oscar, and Drew Holiday. Sit around, had to tell me like what was going on, like when they won titles. That's all I care about.
I would say that would be a good ass dinner for you to see that too, like all night. Shit.
And I do want to also say, back when we did the original draft in 2017, Eric said something along the lines of, "Now, my real dinner party would be a bunch of NBA beat writers." If I'm being truthful, you're like, but that's not what this is about here. I'm not about to put out a list with Zach Lowe on it, but that's what I have on my list for real. But let me do this list here. So, would you still want to go to one of the beat writer dinner parties?
It's like 3 people probably on that list, so it's like no. But I would like want all the stuff that they can't say publicly. Like I would want to know that stuff, like the stuff that you can't report on, but it's like, all right, what's really going on with Kevin Durant right now? Like y'all know, but you don't have,
you ain't got the green light.
Right, like, or what trades are cooking underneath the surface? Because like with Brian Windhorst, like why would they do that? Like he clearly knew they were about to trade Rudy Gobert. So it's like, what else do y'all have in the chamber that y'all just waiting on?
That's fair.
Yeah, my curiosity was the question.
It's been piqued.
Right.
All right. My dinner party list back then, it was Serena Williams. And I mentioned if we doing duos, then I want to include his and hers, aka Michael A. Smith and Jamel Hill, The Rock, Deion Sanders, and Michael Jordan. Honestly, I would still go to that dinner party. But I'm going to make a couple of adjustments. So Serena's still going to be there for sure. The Rock is still going to be there. And Michael Jordan is still going to be there. Oh, gotta have Dwayne. But I would also want to include Marcus Johnson.
That's good.
And I would also want to include Doris Burke. I want Doris there this time around.
Oh, okay.
I thought we would have some.
I like hearing her talk.
I do too. So that's why I was I would love to talk to you at a dinner party. Like we could really chop it up. Yeah. Me, Doris, Serena, The Rock, Jordan. Marcus Johnson too. Like that's the old head at my party. It's Marcus Johnson. So
see, like so when you said Michael Jordan, I'm like he will stick out in that movie, that dinner. Like I feel like he would be like standoffish, but because he like idolized Marcus Johnson. Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
You see what I'm doing here? We mixing and matching. We're trying to make the perfect blend here at this party. Ken,
I see the vision.
Your dinner party back then.
Wow, bro.
O.J. Simpson.
Much hasn't changed. Much hasn't changed.
Deion Sanders, Walter Payton, Kobe Bryant, and Jackie Robinson.
You a
Wow,
wild
great
boy,
Very list.
Everybody gonna be leaning in one way, looking at OJ.
And again, it's the OJ at your
Yo,
dinner
y'all,
party, like,
how would you not want to have OJ at a party, bro? Like, I
You
need
know-
like
you know, I
tell
would
me
be-
everything. Tell me how you did it. Tell me where, what, how, how many stabs you got in. Where did you bring it from?
I don't want to know none of that.
I would want to go to that. I would want to go to that party just to see how disappointed Jackie Robinson is in OJ Simpson. Like the first black superstar athlete that crossed, like the color line. He I opened the doors
Jackie
for
would be
black
understanding.
athletes to see what they do coming after me. And then to find out that OJ Simpson became like the next beloved black athlete, and then to see how that ended up. Like I would just do you know how disappointed Jackie Robinson would have to be?
Hey man, he'll be understanding.
I kicked in the door for this. I took all that abuse for this.
you got a point, Ken.
Hey.
Like you were just trying to kill Jackie Robinson all over again. Like I mean with Dr. Shane.
Hey. He got Dr. Shane.
Shame, bro. Some damn
From
shame.
shame.
Oh Lord, take me back.
Oh shit!
Shame. Now.
First of all, he gonna be mad that he actually married a white woman. That's what he's mad about. Like what? You did what?
I'll never gave you niggas money, bro.
Never. Not never.
No, but OJ really thought that he was like. He thought he was untouchable, man. Like this man got it. I digress. He got away with the coldest murder in history, in American history. But yeah. So my list. Hey, bro.
I'm about to die from shame.
OJ.
I need to get a good shame face. I got to practice on Ken ass. Shame his ass.
But OJ is still on my list. OJ at 5. I did switch up. I put Candace Parker at 4. Jackie's still there at 3. Added Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson at 2. And Kobe at 1.
That's a very volatile party, potentially.
Boy. What a shame face.
It's gonna be lit.
Jackie really is gonna
That-
be in there like what?
Talking about OJ, and then you got Mike was a wild boy for a while. It took him a minute to get here.
Mike got all the stories though. Mike got hella stories to tell.
Shame.
Hey, it's gonna be a good night.
I ain't never realized it, but like Mike and OJ, like they had like the opposite trajectory.
Just
Ooh boy.
yeah, I'm glad for growth and maturity. Thank God.
I will say this about your dinner party, Ken. As much as I don't like to admit it, which is why I could not follow OJ Simpson on Twitter. The man is very charismatic.
His white linen.
Right.
You
and
get lost
in his backyard.
You get lost in stuff.
when he talks, you want to listen to him.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of dangerous. But
Like I'm honestly
I
surprised
see
that they haven't released like a documentary with him in his own words. Like you could probably convince like a fair number of people. Like I ain't do that shit.
Tech file interview. I can reach out to OJ. Tech file interview.
No.
I wouldn't do it.
No.
You're gonna be doing it solo under your own brand.
Yeah, I will.
It's gonna. I don't know what you're gonna call that mug, but
Hey,
you ain't using this StreamYard, but
podcast.
this is slashing hour.
you know what?
Is this our commercial yet?
Bro,
It's our commercial, right?
What's the shame face?
Yeah, it's almost commercial time, but I just want to ask this. So, you cannot attend your own dinner party. Whose party of our 4 would you attend? I'm sure the answer, none of us are going to Ken's party, right?
Not no. Shame. Like, goddamn, bro.
My party's really not that bad. Like, only thing is, what? Because OJ murdered somebody?
Yes!
Like, y'all want to go?
Boy.
That's not something you can just like hand wave away.
What did the court do? The court said the man didn't do it.
The court
How can I crucify this man in a court saying that this man didn't do it?
I'm gonna tell you this: black woman to black man. We know with this system how wrong they get it. Multiple times. Just because a jury rules it one way does not make it true.
Hey man.
Right, you gonna go? Wait. You gonna go have dinner with George Zimmerman?
Right.
That's different.
Is it?
It is different because I'm actually black.
Where's the shame face, bro? I gotta get a shame face for his ass. I gotta get a shame face for his
I'm being dead ass right now. Like it's like I'm not gonna go with a white murderer that murdered someone that's black. Of course, I'm not gonna be comfortable with that.
I don't know how
I
we
need a fucking shame face. My God.
How do you come out of it?
Is that it?
Hey, if I was Caucasian descent, then of course I wouldn't want to be at this party. I wouldn't even want to serve at this party.
So
I wouldn't even valet this party.
I'm
not a threat. He's not a threat to me.
Wait, let me
We
try
can
one
sit down
more
and chop it up. Huh?
We about to
You were
get canceled.
terrible.
we about to get big canceled.
Go
So
to
let's
commercial.
we gonna end that conversation here. We ain't never coming back to this.
Hey, we're gonna be like, Tim, cut all this shit.
Hey.
Just blink over the whole thing.
But on that note, we are going to head to a quick commercial break. If you are listening on the Good News Radio app, you'll hear a couple of minutes of ads from other shows on the network that you should check out, as well as some sponsors who support what we do. If you're watching on our YouTube, it ain't gonna be nothing but a quick flash in the pan, and we're gonna be right on back. Hopefully we'll be right back in case somebody cancels us in between the time it takes
Good
for us to
Lord.
come back from commercial. But
Damn shame.
There's people saying way
gonna
worse
see.
shit than I.
thankfully, y'all, we back somehow, some way, some shape, some form. We back. Tech 5.
Never would have made it.
Tim, Eric, myself, Camille, and Ken going back through some top 5 lists we made on our show, Tech Top 5s, and redoing them, seeing how, if they stand the test of time or if they need little tweaks here in 2022. So in the first half, we covered greatest sport movies of all time and hosting our own personal dinner party with sport figures. We're going to come back right now and we are going to talk about our favorite HBO series. So this is one we said favorite, not greatest, just our personal favorites. So that being said, when we did this list back, let's see, that was episode 118, which was titled Tim Equals Carlton. We recorded this episode or released it September 18th, 2019. Favorite HBO series. Back then, Tim said True Blood, Insecure, Happily Ever After, Boardwalk Empire, and The Sopranos.
On that bullshit.
You were?
From the hip.
Oh, these ain't your favorites?
Oh,
Alright, so
I was like True Blood. You don't seem like you watched True Blood.
I fucked with the first 2 seasons of True Blood.
How many seasons was it?
I think it was like 5.
It was like 7.
See,
I'm on the Wikipedia page now. It's 7.
after that, we was like, bro, we forcing ourselves to watch this shit, bro. Just turn this off.
So I'm guessing that's not gonna make this list that time.
It don't.
You went away. Where you at?
What's your list, sir?
He gone.
Tim gone? Dang, the
Did I
pressure.
leave y'all?
Okay, there you go.
Okay, so I can't look at my list and tell you at the same time, but Lovecraft Country at number 5. Watchmen at number 4.
Hey.
I got Hard Knocks at number 3. It is the HBO original series. We watch that shit every year. We enjoy it.
It's fair.
And I got Euphoria at number 2.
I tried with that
shit
show.
was fire.
No,
That
I
show-
loved it, that show.
that show fire. That show was fire. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Killed that shit. I
That show
loved
is
it.
heavy.
Yeah.
It is. But the acting.
Zendaya was
Oh
acting
my
acting
God,
last season.
They was acting.
Yeah, she was acting.
Boy,
What's
it's like that.
Yeah.
The little drug dealer.
Oh,
Aren't they all drug
Oh, the one that's
dealers?
like
No, it's a little one. It's like a little kid drug dealer.
no, the kid one.
Which is
He
a
is a
wild
G
statement,
too.
little kid drug dealer.
Yeah, he a G
shit, I
too, though.
forgot.
But I loved him.
I forgot what
he
his
was like
name
a favorite
was.
character.
Yeah.
He was doing too much, bro. Sometimes he did. He used
His
to do a
brother,
little too
his
much.
brother was Mac. His brother basically was Mac Miller.
Shit, Mac Miller liked my nigga. Like, dude, bro, I was like, damn, all right, bro. And then number one, I have Insecure.
I feel
Yeah, we
it.
damn near got the same.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, back then, Eric's list was Chernobyl, Entourage, Real Sex, Insecure, and Game of Thrones.
Hey.
And he said, "Here, Mark, I'm surprised Tim didn't have Real Sex on your list." And Tim said, "No." He said, "But was Bunny Ranch on HBO?" And everybody was like, "Yeah." And he said, "Dang, I should have put that in my top 5." So,
No, that they used to be that. That used to be
Buddy
my
Rat.
shit. That used to be my
Was Taxi Cab Confessions? Was that HBO?
Mhm.
Probably.
was
That
it?
was HBO too.
It was.
I thought it was
I don't know.
Showtime. It could have
It
been.
might have been Skinamax.
Skinamax definitely has some stuff. My mom didn't order Cinemax for years because she was like, it's too much sex on that. So we didn't have Cinemax when I was growing up.
Sorry for you. I had hella cinema.
Definitely. Hey, on with it.
We know.
Hey, after 10 o'clock,
Moving
you
plenty furniture.
it was guaranteed to see some titties after 10.
Titties after 10.
The furniture moving, my guy.
Titties
And that's
after
the stuff that you
10.
can only really watch like before you know what's really going on, because like it don't line up at all. Like they be like humping their navel and shit.
That's what I said. They just moving furniture. It look like they're just picking up tables and putting them down, picking up chairs and putting them down. Let's move this couch. Move this couch.
Eric, what's your
man.
list?
The head be like this far off the lap and shit. Like
Outlandish.
Hey, fine. Yeah, never mind. So I don't know if I said this the first time, but like I've never seen The Wire or Sopranos, so it can't be on my list. I've heard good things. I intend to watch it at some point, but not today. 5 Lovecraft Country.
Mhm.
4
Hey.
Winning Time.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, that's a good one.
It's only one season, but like
That's,
I
yeah,
enjoyed
I
it.
like that. I like that. I like that.
Definitely enjoyed it.
I found the same face.
Yeah, definitely enjoyed it.
and my top 3 are the same as last time: Real Sex, Insecure, Game of Thrones.
Fair enough.
Hey, keep it gangster.
My my list back then was Boardwalk Empire,
Mhm.
Insecure, The Wire, Sex in the City, and The Sopranos. Boardwalk had to go. I'm sorry
Yep.
for it.
It was the first one off my list.
I do enjoy the show, but it had to go because something that Ken told me to watch entered into my top 5 favorite after I watched it. So
Hey,
number 5,
yes.
I have Sex in the City.
I had it up there as my honorable mention.
I love Sex. I still think that's a great show, even though Carrie's a terrible person. Let's never forget that. She is the lead, and she is terrible. She deserved Mr. Big. They are both terrible together.
Everybody on Insecure is terrible, so it'll still be a great show.
Not as terrible as Carrie. I'll tell you that. Number 4,
Mr. B.
Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Hey,
That show-
hilarious
I haven't seen the
show,
episode.
dude. That's a great show.
That show,
No,
is
that
excellent.
show's hilarious.
Ken was right. That show is excellent.
Thank you.
Number 3, I have The Wire. Number 2, I have The Sopranos. And number 1, I have Insecure. It's now my favorite HBO series.
Mhm.
Ken,
It's already did her thing.
back in the days,
Have any of y'all watch rap shit?
I love it.
Love it.
I love it.
I haven't seen it yet.
Check it
You'll
out.
enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm gonna get to
Check
it.
it out.
You'll enjoy it.
Tim, let me know what you think, but I feel like episode 4 was the best of the season so far. And I feel like each episode leading up to that, it just keeps getting better so far.
I think I got to rewatch 4. I don't know if I remember anything about 4.
4 was when they went to the party in the club. the girl. You might feel.
Oh yeah. And they shit. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Like, Camille, you drinking Aquafina?
This is the bottle. It's actually Brita water in here.
I was about to judge you hard.
Room temperature, right?
No, it was Brita. It was from the refrigerator.
No, it's ice cold.
It's not
Ice
ice
cold.
cold, but it has condensation.
So you out here flip flop homie hopping, bro?
No, fam, I'm trying to cut down on
Ice
how
cold.
many of these I drink out of. So if I do drink out of a plastic water bottle, I refill it at least twice afterwards, so I can get.
And then sit it on the counter.
Fam, I'm thirsty now.
sit on the counter. Make sure that get that room temperature
I
right.
can't wait.
Get the ambiance.
I will
We ain't got
die.
time for this.
I will die. Ken, what is your HBO list now?
So at number 5, I have Curb Your Enthusiasm. 4, Euphoria. 3, Insecure. 2, The Watchmen. Number 1, Lovecraft Country.
Wow, so your number 1 and number 2 didn't make it anywhere on your list the next time around.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. All right.
Because like I just recently rewatched The Wire. The Wire is amazing, but then like it's other shows that I personally enjoy, like Euphoria
More.
and more than I did The Wire.
That's fair.
So,
And I used to get slandered because my 1 and 2 would disappear.
This is a favorite
Yeah, but
show, so
this is
And this is like 4 years later. Like you would change your mind within like 30 seconds. So
Hey, listen. I used to get slandered because my 1 and 2 used to disappear.
I just explained the difference.
context matters. I'll just leave it at that.
you want sympathy like what?
I'll just leave it at context matters. All right. Next top 5 we are going to be revisiting is from episode. Let's see, what episode is this? Episode 7, which was titled All Rise for the Judge. This is when we were learning about Aaron Judge and how great he was. This was
Speaking of which, that motherfucker there. 45 home
Still.
runs, bro, in August?
To this day,
In August?
till this day,
We
still.
got 2 whole months left of the regular season. He's 16 home runs away from the damn record.
Nuts.
Yep.
And
Wait,
for to get a Gold Glove.
From what record?
Hitting 61 in the season.
That ain't the
That's the
record.
milestone. I'm sorry, not record, milestone. That's the milestone that they got for him. They're like, can he beat? He's on pace to hit 61.
Oh, because they
61 is
racing
still alive.
McGuire.
No, 61
They
is the
racing
home run
Mc-
record.
It
No,
is,
it's
yeah.
not.
Then because McGuire has 63, I think. Or some shit
McGuire
like
has
that.
70 and Bonds has 73.
Yeah,
Yeah, those don't
Oh,
count.
no. I'm sorry. You were right. For some reason, what pulled up at the top, why is it just showing?
It don't
Oh, it's just
count.
talking
That's
about
what I'm
Roger
saying.
Maris' record. That's all.
Yeah.
It was about Roger Maris had 61.
That's the Yankees record.
That's a Yankees record. That's what I was seeing 61 for. Okay.
Okay, but yeah, he float. Anywho, yeah, All Rise for the. I think that was a funny ass episode too.
Could have been. We recorded it, or it was
Aren't they
released
all?
July 13th, 2017.
Exactly.
And that top 5 again was
They're all
best
hilarious.
wrestlers of all time.
Hey,
So when we did this list, we were saying not favorites, think about best. And Eric was talking about how he scienced the crap out of his list. We were all like, that's some good criteria that he had. And it was like longevity, title reigns, mic skills,
Yeah.
in-ring
That's what
performances. We were like,
mine
that's real. And we were
I
all
had
like,
to add somebody to mine.
we were like, that makes sense. And then Tim said, I didn't prepare for this. And then he says it's going to be some favorites mixed in with greatest. So he was like, my list is going to be all over the place. And that list was Shawn Michaels, Ric Flair, Chris Benoit, The Rock, and The Undertaker. And my favorite part was when he said Chris Benoit, we were all shocked because we were like, he doesn't have the full package to be like a top 5 of all time. This is not a top 5 in ring list. And then Ken said, you might as well add Dean Malenko to your list too. Then this is what you on right now. So Tim,
Hey man, if we gonna kill Ken for
The diving
bad
head.
choice of words.
for
I
the
was
what?
saying, if we're gonna kill Ken for OJ, we gotta get Tim for Chris Benoit. Like,
Hey,
we
I was
actually
thinking
did
that the
then.
whole time. I was like, good lord.
Yeah, this Tim has grown. Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah,
Hey, look,
someone thought
he's
people
still on the list.
All right, so
you don't have to double down, King.
Huh?
You can
He said,
grow.
huh? Number 5, I got the Nature Boy, Ric Flair.
Woo, Nature Boy.
Flair's last match. I'm glad he had his last match in ring for now, because he might come back again later. How the hell you pass out 2 times from dehydration mid match? What?
No, 3.
What?
3.
Th-
3.
Too much. Too much.
I listened to the interview. He said 3.
But Flair
Yeah, sure.
is nonetheless. He's always gonna be Ric Flair, one of the greatest. Shawn Michaels at number 4. I have actually
You ain't
Undertaker
wrong.
at number 3. I got John Cena at number 2, and I got Stone Cold at number 1.
Stone Cold. Stone Cold.
Stone Cold. I was just kind of like looking at his interviews and stuff like that recently, and just kind of some of the flashbacks they show and some of the storylines. I'm like, dude, he in and out the ring. Stone Cold was just fucking phenomenal, dog.
Yeah.
So when
He
you
was at a
were
time he could do
doing-
no wrong, bro.
facts.
Damn near.
When you were doing this version of your list, when you were thinking of like what makes a wrestler the greatest, what were you thinking about?
Honestly, just like the one, how big of an impact they had on wrestling. Like they had to have a serious impact on just wrestling history in general. So I think 4 of my 5 are on people's top Mount Rushmore of wrestlers, anyways. So it's not necessarily like I was thinking about some of the newer wrestlers that's coming up, some of the people that's like kind of been doing their thing. I was thinking of the Kurt Angles, or I was thinking of the like Roman is still coming up making this thing, but I had Randy Orton as an honorable mention because Randy, honestly, if you talk about longevity, if you talk about stability, consistency, staying in the title picture, mic work, like Randy's there, and so is Chris Jericho. Like those 2 were the only 2 that was kind of inching into that realm because I'm like, they've been around forever now, just as long as some of these cats have been wrestling, not named Flair. They got years and years and years in there now, to the point where we can talk about them in those categories with them. And Randy was really, really close. If it wasn't for Flair, it'd be Randy.
All right, I definitely can respect that. I respect that a lot. Eric, back then, your list was John Cena, The Rock, The Undertaker, Stone Cold, and Ric Flair. And to your admission, based on your criteria, Hulk Hogan would have been 3, but you said F Hulk Hogan, he's not going on this list. So, what is your list now?
It's a couple more people that you can add to that list that ain't on this list. No, I mean you can't. Apparently, I scienced the shit out of that one. This one was all vibes. So 5. I'm going with the big dog, the head of the table.
Already top 5 greatest wrestlers of all time.
Yes, because all the shit that he's had to put up with, and he still found a way to flourish and be God mode, as he would call it, like in his era. Like that's why I have like so much more. You said what?
Roman said, "You must be sleeping under a rock, man." Like, no, you have a relax. You on TV, sir.
But like, I think that my evolution now is like, I care more about like their, not necessarily like their entertainment, but just like what I do value entertainment a little bit more now. Like, however that manifests itself, whether it's on the mic, whether it's character work, whether it's in the ring, but like, are you able to like entertain, like regardless of like what's kind of put in front of you? And also like I've disqualified like racist and sexual predators. So that brings old Roman up on the list. 4, I got Shawn Michaels. I think I was just down on Michaels at the time, but like now I've had a little bit more, time to think about it. Yeah. 3, I got The Rock. 2, Cena. Again, like I have so much more respect for him now that like you don't like see him weak and you can look back in totality. It's like that man really had that company on his shoulders for forever, and you ain't realize like really how much of a presence he was until that presence was gone. And then 1 is Austin. It's Austin.
Yeah. Back then my list was Sting, Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, and Stone Cold. And honestly, I still very much love that list. The problem is that John Cena needs to sit at the table here. So the question to myself then became between Sting, Flair, Shawn, Taker, and Stone Cold. Who comes off for John? And I am so sorry. I am so sorry, Ric Flair.
Ah,
I am so sorry, but I couldn't take off Sting. I just could not.
Nate.
I couldn't do it. So, number 5, I got Sting. Number 4, I have Shawn Michaels. Number 3, I have John Cena. Number 2, I have The Undertaker. And number 1, I have Stone Cold.
Stone Cold. Stone Cold.
Ken, back then you had Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold, Sting, and then Hulk Hogan coming in at number 1.
Ooh.
Tim's face.
What's my shame face?
What does that list look like for you now?
Definitely not Hulk Hogan at this motherfucker.
Yeah, we go.
At 5, I got Ric Flair. 4, Chris Jericho. 3, The Undertaker. What did I just say? Okay, Ric Flair, Chris Jericho, The Undertaker, Stone Cold, and Shawn Michaels at number 1.
Oh, you don't move Michaels all the way up. Listen, that makes me happy.
Because of everything, because he was the ultimate seller. Like, he made everyone, whoever his opponent was, he made sure that they looked amazing.
Were there?
So yeah,
Okay.
And then Chris Jericho reinvents himself every freaking holiday. He just had a match tonight and changed everything. He came out as the Lionheart. Like, come on, bro. Like he was just something different like 2 months ago.
No, when you say Chris Jericho, that's a name that was on my short list of people to consider.
Mm-hmm.
And again, he's another guy where it's like I don't know who I can bump off to move him up, but I really do think that Chris Jericho is one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. The longevity, and to your point, how he's able to reinvent himself over. Like, I mean, just think about the gimmicks he had in WWE alone.
The Ayatollah.
Of Rock and Roller.
The Rock and Roller. The List.
Him and them scars.
Like, he just, I don't know. He just always seems to find a way to stay relevant, no matter what that body looks like, no matter what is going on.
Better
so,
my man was
he
Blue Meanie at one point.
He what?
Blue Meanie.
Hell yeah! Over in AEW, I look like the Blue Meanie, bro. Like, damn, Chris.
No, he lost. He tightened up though. He lost all that weight. When he left for them few months, he came back with a totally different body. He was like James Harden, basically.
That's why he had to change.
He took the festival. He took the festival.
Let me ask y'all this too, because we have about, let me make sure I got my time right. We have about 5 minutes left here. If Hulk Hogan did not have the outside noise around him that he does have, would he be on your list for just the wrestling stuff on its own?
No.
Why not?
Because fuck him, that's why. I've always felt that way. I ain't never really been a big Hogan fan, like at all. Like I was always like, I always felt like he was generic. Kind of felt like I felt kind of along the lines of Captain America.
I don't know what to say. No, I think that for me, it's like I wasn't watching wrestling like in his time. So like going back, like I don't have the context of that time. So I don't have that attachment to like Hulkamania Hogan. And like my introduction was like Hollywood, and he was so like unlikable at that time. Like I don't have that attachment to red and yellow Hulk Hogan. So and like if you strip the context of the time, like I feel like you can't get the real feel of like how big he was. Like I know he was like he had a Saturday morning cartoon. I know that he basically built the WWE like as we know it now, but like I don't have an attachment to that. And like going back and watching, it's like this dude had like 6 moves. And he was just like, no selling. Like, you know, it wasn't.
But the 20-point python.
Big boot leg drop. Big boot leg drop.
I can't get it.
Game over.
Body slam.
So
I don't get it. I guess that's how I look at it.
my rebuttal to that would be because we're around the same age. I do remember yellow and red Hulk Hogan growing up.
Ditto.
But for me, the way that wrestling is, you're taught about the legends a lot along the way. Like they constantly bring them up, and you don't get to where we are today without Hulk Hogan. So like for me, it's one of those things when we talk about, like, for example, when we argue about how Barry Bonds should be in the Baseball Hall of Fame, because we're like, he's part of the story of baseball. Hogan, for me, although I agree, I don't think his in-ring ability was all that great. He really only had a couple of moves. For me personally, he wasn't super interesting until he joined the NWO. But I can say all that, which is why I love these exercises and why I'm always a stickler between greatest and favorite, because it's a logical exercise I enjoy engaging in, where you try to put your biases to the side and really look at the facts of the situation and then make an informed opinion or a decision or a point. And with all that being said, like, I feel like you can't tell the story of wrestling without Hulk Hogan. So like, I know in my head, like, yes, he's probably should be considered a top wrestler of all time. I'm not sure if I would still have him top 5. But I concede the fact that, like, he is a part. Like, you can't get to where you are now. He's a huge part of everything.
Rebuttal to your rebuttal is like, it's the same reason why I can't put like Wilt and Bill Russell on like my top NBA players of all time. It's like I didn't see him play. All I have to rely on is like old clips that don't move me because he's not doing the same shit that, like, you know, Giannis and Steph Curry are doing. And then like, I don't know what his competition was like at the time. So it's like, I can't really judge off of, like, without having seen it. It's like, I can acknowledge their greatness, but also be like, I can't properly rate them because I ain't see it.
That's fair. I personally feel like I could rate them. Like, if I took the time.
My quick thing with Hogan is that the only reason why we'll consider putting him on the list is because, like, he's like our favorite wrestler's favorite wrestler.
Or at least he was.
So like every like. Yeah, exactly. So like the reason why most of the wrestlers are wrestling was because of, you know, Hogan or whatever they feel like he pioneered or paved the way for, you know, like The Rock and all these other cats. That's the only reason why I would consider it. Other than that, Hogan's trash.
That's fair. Well, we hope that y'all enjoyed the top 5 debates, the revisiting some old tech top 5s. As mentioned at the top of the show, we have a bunch that we'll be able to take a look back on and recap. So this will be an ongoing series that we'll be doing. I know 2 that will be coming up the next time around for sure are athletes to tell your grandchildren about and the greatest wide receivers of all time. So whenever we do this again, those will be 2 of the topics you will hear. So we are going to sign off. Of course, we wish you well as you go on about your day. And if you want to follow me on social media, you can catch me.
Wait a minute.
About to die?
I had to wait a minute.
You can catch me at Camille Monet, CamilleMonae.
Why?
You a shame face.
At your 2021 NBA World Champion Milwaukee Bucks burner on Twitter.
That's all you get.
Yes, that is.
Everyday_gentleman on Instagram. K Harris 216 on Twitter and Snapchat. And
it's your boy TimKinz, the number 3. Almost forgot my last name. Shit. It's sleepy time, aka Ass Ketchum, aka Mr. Give It To Me. Good night, y'all. Unless y'all listen to it through the day, take a cat nap, do what you gotta do, get your rest.
We out.
Never just say bye.